Let's turn our focus now to an ongoing issue in the Oregon court system. It's the lack of public defenders. At the end of May, a federal appeals court upheld a lower court's ruling that requires the state to release defendants from jail after 7 days if they've not yet been appointed a lawyer. It was a 2-1 vote by the Ninth Circuit Court. Judge John Owens described the case as a Sixth Amendment nightmare. Now, for those of you who are unaware, the Sixth Amendment is what guarantees a criminal defendant's right to an attorney. Judge Owens even went so far as comparing the state's public defender crisis to people sitting in jails without lawyers during the times of the Soviet Union. He wrote, "You might think this passage comes from the 1970 State Department report on some autocratic regime in the Soviet bloc. Unfortunately, we do not need to go back in time or across the ocean to witness this Kafka-esque scene. This is the state of Oregon in 2024. A little dramatic, Judge. According to Judge Owens, some people have gone months in jail without counsel, including at least one person who was in for a whole year. A spokesperson for the State Department of Justice told Oregon's Public Broadcasting they're reviewing whether the state will appeal this latest decision to the full Ninth Circuit. But for now, that release without a lawyer in 7 days rule, that stands. Let's dig deeper into the public defender crisis for a moment. A big part of it comes from changes made in 2021 and 2022 when the then governing body of the public defense system altered pay and caseload rules. Judge Owens looked at that and talked about it in his opinion as well. These changes rendered public defense work financially untenable, and many private attorneys stopped taking criminal defense cases, he writes. While individuals continued to be arrested and charged with crimes, there were no longer enough lawyers to represent them. By September 2023, nearly 3,000 people were waiting for counsel, with more than 100 of them sitting in jail. The situation got so bad that lawmakers decided to start from scratch and get rid of the Public Defense Services Commission, which had run this. They created a brand new commission, the Oregon Public Defense Commission, and the new group officially got started at the beginning of this year.
The legislature in Senate Bill 337, and even before that, has required us to transition to a workload model, and we know how to do that now. It's math. We have the formula. We just have to come up with the plan.
And so they did come up with a plan. In March, they released a draft 6-year plan that aims to completely fill the public defender gap by 2031. It's pretty simple. Just hire 80 full-time lawyers every single year for a total of 480 new lawyers. But it won't be cheap. The commission estimates their budget would need to more than double in those 6 years, from about $576 million now to more than $1.3 billion by 2031. The commission admits its plan does have some issues. It's the most expensive option by far, and it doesn't take into account current turnover rates of public defenders or even retiring attorneys, or recent measures passed in Oregon's legislature that might soon increase caseloads. Those measures include the recriminalization of drugs under House Bill 4002, which starts, by the way, in just 2.5 months. It also does not address needs in other areas like mental health care for defendants while they're going through the court system.
When I first became an attorney in Multnomah County, if an attorney had fitness concerns, they were raised sort of ad hoc with various judges. And my sense of things was just we did not have as many intense mental health needs in our clients then in 2008 that we've seen in the last 6 years or so. So we have to raise fitness concerns. Multnomah County actually created a special docket just to address fitness concerns, and we've seen that docket grow and expand over the years. It's now 1.5, sometimes 2 days of attorney work, just staffing aid assist cases.
There's actually a study that was done about the houselessness population in Portland. And when I started, as I said, I started in paid capacity at MPD in 2015. And between 2015 and 2023, it increased 65% in Portland. And you add to that, the increase of the prevalence of mental health, and then also, with fentanyl and, the P2P strain of meth, our clientele is struggling to find basic stability. And, Stacy mentioned that there is an expectation from the state of more mitigation. And really, a lot of what they're looking for is stability in our clients. They want to make sure that they are stable in the community before making a probation offer rather than a prison offer. And, you know, a lot of that work is traditionally fallen to attorneys to find that stability, to, you know, search out the scarce resources that are available in the community, especially to our clientele.
The commission did throw out some other ideas that do not require hiring more lawyers, things like decriminalizing certain low-level and non-victim crimes, and repealing things like Measure 11, which set mandatory minimum sentences for serious crimes against people. The commission argues the measure did not actually work to reduce caseloads, although that was not the point of Measure 11. It was to impose stiffer sentences. The commission also suggested increasing the number of non-attorney support staff who are not paid as highly and can help lawyers with their cases. The commission says these long-term solutions would reduce the state's overall need for public defenders.